Hi textile buddies, I'm Darya, textile and surface pattern designer and artist, both traditional and digital. I turn illustrations and paintings like this into fabric and wallpaper designs like this. On this channel we talk all things textile, pattern, color and artwork. Patterns are everywhere. What a year was 2023 on Spoonflower. So many things got rearranged, renamed and revamped, moved around and launched. Some things were about the design challenges, others were more about the technical aspects, and so much more. Let's go over all the changes, big and small, and in the end I'll also share my personal take on all the enhancements and how my priorities are shifting this year. Please take a second to like this video and subscribe. It will train YouTube to show you more videos similar to this one, not necessarily by me, but by other creators as well. Now let's go over all the lucky 13, I promise it wasn't intentional, 13 Spoonflower changes that happened last year, 2023, rolling into the year 2024, as some of them are still happening. I might not always give you the exact order of the changes, so please don't be mad if I don't. I will try my best. Number one change is Spoonflower updated their logo. Here is the old logo that we all know and love, right? The little Spoonflower actually. And here is the new logo. I tried to clean it up as much as I could. It does look a little bit sloppy. This is their new packaging. And this is a new logo, right? It also includes this font now, normally. I will read an excerpt from Spoonflower LinkedIn post. Our new logo highlights creativity and craftsmanship with our distinctive flair. The new icon's inner and outer petals are shaped as droplets, a nod to our work with digitally printed ink on fabric. What about wallpaper? 7 dots at the center of the icon represent our brand pillars of community, creativity, inclusivity, social responsibility, authenticity, innovation, and self-expression. I think it's a beautiful and very heartfelt explanation. However, from the design standpoint, I prefer the old logo. I think that logo did have a very distinct flair. It illustrated the name Spoonflower really well and was also on point for the mid-century aesthetic that is so popular on Spoonflower itself and is one of the peak trends now. Also, the new logo is a little bit dicey with very small parts that can be hard to print if you go smaller scale, and it's just a little bit too generic and indistinct. This new logo without the word Spoonflower could be anything from a childcare to a garden center. As if somebody asked me, right? But it's my channel, right? And I felt the need to express my concerns here. Which logo do you prefer, by the way, the old or the new one? Number 2 change is Spoonflower closed one of their printing facilities, which resulted in slower turnaround times, especially in terms of shipping. I feel like a newscaster now. Here is the statement that Shutterfly, the company that owns Spoonflower since 2021, shared publicly. We will be fully transitioning Spoonflower production into Shutterfly's cross-brand facilities in Fort Mill, South Carolina and Tempe, Arizona. As a result, Spoonflower will be closing its Durham manufacturing facility at the end of July. This move, which comes on the heels of strong sustained growth in the Spoonflower business, is intended to maximize use of our Shutterfly manufacturing scale and help us deliver the highest quality products to our customers as quickly as possible. We will continue to invest in and hire for our office presence in Durham. They laid off over 100 employees in the meantime from the closed facility. Number 3 change is fabric and shipping pricing updates as of March 1st, 2023. Here is the email that Spoonflower shared shortly before. Our goal is to power creative expression through high-quality textiles, wallpaper, and home decor. To meet our goal, as manufacturing and raw materials costs continue to rise, we will raise prices on several products. Customers previously served by our Berlin manufacturing facility will see changes in shipping rates. We are not able to maintain the local postage rates provided for shipping from Germany and are working towards establishing appropriate international rates for shipments leaving the United States. After the closing of Spoonflower's European facility in Germany, there have been lots of complications in shipping and manufacturing. Many artists and makers simply stated that they had moved on from Spoonflower as a result of these changes, as it's just not worth it because it's so expensive now. Number 4 was a big one that was announced on March 31st of last year, and it's a new design challenge experience. I already touched on it in one of my previous videos. I will leave links above and below, but in short, it was a change that caused mixed feelings. You can watch my video to find out why. It is convenient to see all your statistics in one page, but after the introduction of the new experience, votes for my designs in the challenges have considerably dropped down. I'm not sure if it's a coincidence or not. Maybe my designs just got worse, who knows? But I've heard from other creators that they have similar problems. In general, many things have changed in the challenges on Spoonflower in 2023. There has been an influx of new designers, both professional and hobbyists, both human and AI, and that brings us to the next point, number 5, the advent of AI, artificial intelligence. I also made a video on this topic. I will link it for you to see. It's a very sensitive topic, and 6 months after I made this video, here's what's changed and here's what's still the same. First of all, the sales of AI-generated designs is permitted on Spoonflower. Of course, it's the new and trendy thing, and Spoonflower doesn't want to miss out on it. At the same time, as we know, AI art is prohibited in the design challenges themselves. But as you can probably guess, people still submit AI designs to the challenges. Spoonflower does try to weed them out. I don't know if they use some sort of technology to do that, or an actual person or people, probably a combination of both. But they still slip through the cracks sometimes, and what frustrates me personally the most is that people vote for them and they place high. Perhaps people can't tell if it's AI, or they sincerely like it and don't mind it. I don't know. It's frustrating though that the rule about challenges is in place and it just keeps getting ignored. Number 6 change was announced on October 31st, and it was about the change of royalties. This can never sound good, right? Perhaps you know that last year several print-on-demand companies reviewed their uploading protocol and royalties system, so when I see an email saying royalties changes, my eye does start twitching. So the email goes like this: as a part of responsible evaluation of Spoonflower's business health and financial sustainability moving forward, we are making a difficult but imperative change to our royalty structure. This change will result in reduced overall payouts on average. They are pointing it out themselves. But our industry-leading bonus structure will remain the same. I promise I will not read every single email, but I just want to back up, things with evidence. Starting in January 2024, you will earn a 10% royalty based on what the customer pays for an item, inclusive of any discounts applied, rather than on the full retail price of the item. As an example, if a 10% off sale or promotion makes a $10 item cost $9 for the customer, you will now receive a 90-cent royalty rather than a $1 royalty. Your royalty will never reflect a discount of more than 50%. Even if a customer were to redeem a free product and pay $0, your royalty will be calculated as if they paid 50% for that item. Additionally, you will now earn 10% on the price that a customer pays for a finished home decor item, an increase from the 10% on only the fabric that was used to make the home decor item. This will simplify how you think about royalties, 10% across the board for all items, and in most cases you will earn more for a finished home decor sale. You will continue to have the opportunity to earn up to 15% total monthly commission through our industry-leading bonus structure, which is not changing. So as for the industry-leading bonus structure, they are talking about the bonus commission, which I personally do not get because I am not selling enough. Very sad. It was also announced that payouts would be monthly, while they used to be bi-weekly. I personally really dislike this one, but as of today, it hasn't changed for me personally yet. They are still paid out every 2 weeks. Let's see if it changes in the future. In a nutshell, here is what's changed about the royalty structure. New. We get 10% royalty from the final price, including all discounts, while previously we got 10% of the full price. Now we get 10% of the home decor item price, whereas previously we got 10% royalty on just the fabric used to sew the product. So this one is a good change. Then on November 15th, Spoonflower dropped a bomb of an email announcing major changes coming in 2024. Number 7 would be the major one, the end of physical proofing. Starting from January 1st, 2024, digital proofing would be in effect. And it is. I specifically waited with filming this video to try out the feature and share it with you, and it's actually fantastic. Now, previously, a swatch of each and every design had to be ordered in order to offer the design for sale. Except for the resizes, those could be activated by emailing Spoonflower support. And I'm also not talking about, placing high in design challenges. Then you did not have to order a swatch and, your design was automatically posted for sale. But now proofing is done digitally by hovering over the zoomed in design, looking for repeat errors. I will record a demo showing you how it's done. Okay, let's test out the new Spoonflower digital proofing feature. I'm going to use one of these designs that I uploaded a couple days ago. So the uploading process has not changed, everything is the same. So when you upload your design, you need to, decide on your scale. I like to start with wallpaper. The biggest it can go is always 24 inches. There is always a glitch here, often a glitch here. See, it looks kind of like something is off, but it's okay actually, it's just a glitch. It looks visually like it's ripped, but it's fine. So I'm going to keep this at 24 inches fabric. You decide your scale. It's just an example. Let's see, I want to keep it really big like this. I'll hit save changes. I always wait until this finishes uploading or saving the changes. Be patient. It even says here, right? Please be patient. So, okay, this has saved, and don't forget to choose your collections, write your description here, write all your tags, select which miniature you like. I usually choose swatch. Unless it's something really small, then I choose crop because it zooms in better. But, again, it's very personal and subjective. So now let's do the proofing, proof design. Here is what it is. So you're on your product page and you click proof design. Here's when the magic happens. I love how this steps it out. Here you're like, oh, this is so exciting. And this, this is such a simple design, this stripe. But when it's something intricate, you see it at this super high resolution, good quality. You're like, whoa, this is so exciting. And you can see already, usually, if there are any mistakes here. So it says, your repeatable design is outlined in pink. At start, the design will zoom to the top left corner. I actually don't like it that it does it. It's going to zoom in here. I wish it kept it centered, but that's okay. That's no big deal, really. So let's hit start. And see, it brought us to this corner, and I'm going to use my mouse to zoom out, but there's also a little magnifying glass here, down here. Everything is here, bottom right corner, the controls. So here you can really zoom in and click around and see. You can also hide your pink outline, which I also recommend because there might be something hiding. In general, this process is what you usually do, in Adobe Illustrator, in Adobe Photoshop. And if you don't, I highly suggest that you start when you create your tile. You need to step it out and go around like this, look for mistakes. Most likely mistakes happen around the edges of the tile. So this is an amazing tool. I'm very happy with it. So see, you can zoom in, zoom out. If there is something really, really small, don't worry about it, because when it prints, it's not going to be this huge. So let's zoom out a little bit. I wish there was a ruler here on top, you know, but again, we have the ruler in our general Spoonflower page, so that's fine, that's okay. This is not about the scale here, it's all about errors in repeat. So, you know, the lines are jagged, but that was my intention. I wanted it so it's hand painted, hand drawn feel. So, and now see, I'm toggling on and off the pink outline. I don't see any mistakes, everything looks good, and I'm going to click it right now. But if you had an issue here, you know, usually white lines can happen around the edges, or there will be like a stray pixel or something you forgot. I found some mistakes using this tool, so it's really, really helpful, especially if you are putting it up for sale immediately. So if, say, there is an error, you would click I see an issue, and it says if your design has a flaw, close proofing, correct your file in your preferred design application, re-upload your file, reopen proofing. So essentially you just close everything out, you know, and upload it again. Here, so I would click that, but now I don't want to exit, so I will click keep looking. There's also a page with repeat flaws. You can also study it for more detail. Keep looking. So I decided it looks good. I'm gonna click. Let's see what this is. Oh, okay, you can hide it. Looks good. So now see, it brings you down here, and if it doesn't, please go scroll all the way down, and just as usual, you know, click whether you want it sold as fabric and or wallpaper, and also pay attention to these numbers if you are happy with them. Normally, you know, if I upload several scales, I would put in large in the name of my file, but that's just me. Different artists do it different. Some put it in the beginning, some put it here. So again, don't forget to fill everything out. I'm just showing you, you know, the proofing tool, so I'm not filling out the collections and everything, but it's very, very important. You can see how it looks on your products. Sometimes it takes a little while to update the scale. Maybe the scale is not accurate, but I think it is in this case because I did make my repeat really, really big. So I also wanted to show you that if you go to your page, to your shop now, and click new, the design is immediately for sale here. Ta-da! Very cool, right? Very cool. Thanks, Spoonflower. This is awesome. Digital proofing will solve a lot of issues. First, we don't have to pay to sell. Swatches cost money. I spent $500 on swatches last year out of my commissions. Second, it will speed up the sales process as we don't have to wait for the swatches to arrive. It's particularly important for artists abroad. And finally, it will eliminate waste. I have 1,500 plus swatches at home that I need to put to use. So this box is where I store all my fabric swatches. Until digital proofing became reality, you had to buy all the swatches. There are approximately 1,500 swatches here. A couple of $1,000 probably, maybe, you know, more or less. So yeah, this is now history. Will you be still ordering swatches now that we have digital proofing? I might. While it's awesome news that physical proofing is no longer required, I might still order some swatches at times, as nothing beats seeing the physical product, especially wallpaper that is bound to cover people's houses. Large surfaces, right? It counts as quality control, but at least it's not mandatory, and that is awesome news. Number 8 change is the weekly upload limits. This caused a lot of strong feelings among designers. So we will only be able to upload a maximum of 25 designs per week, including colorways, resizes, and so on. It is logical to me because imagine, now we don't have to buy swatches and wait for them to arrive. We can immediately activate our designs after proofing. Many people would probably just go to town and upload hundreds, if not thousands, of new designs, including the ever so prolific AI designers. They really like writing professional and quality designs in their profile. So I actually think it's nice that Spoonflower is putting an upload limit. It will definitely promote more thought out and quality designs, because once you have that limit, no matter how you create your designs, it will force you to narrow down and decide which 25 do you want to list. For me personally, 25 is a big number, and I rarely upload more than that anyways. From my own personal perspective, I think it's a good change, because it will help me focus less on Spoonflower and more on other things, such as my own website. I will talk about my opinion on Spoonflower at the end. Make sure to watch through the end if you want some design rant. I can give it to you, okay? I think this new role, along with the next point, which is delisting, is a game changer. As previously the numbers game were really strong, and some top sellers partially made it because they had uploaded several thousand designs. That was my intention as well. I'm currently at around 1500 designs. But now I think it doesn't make sense to upload 4 scales of the same design, unless it's all you have designed, which is totally fine as well. Number 9 point goes hand in hand with the previous one, and I already mentioned it. It's delisting of stagnant designs. You can probably guess this one was not happily met by designers as well. Let's read the email from Spoonflower that I received on November 15th, 2023. We hear over and over from many shoppers that they feel overwhelmed by the number of search results, often receiving hundreds of pages and thousands of results to wade through. To condense search results, make new designs more discoverable, and encourage more design diversity, we will be delisting, making private, older, stagnant designs starting in January 2024. Some important points to understand. The criteria for the possible delisting of a design is that it is at least 2 years old, has not sold in the past 2 years, and has less than 50 favorites. Side note about the 50 favorites rule: as of today, January 8th, 2024, it seems like Spoonflower has abandoned this criterion for now. It might be because designers started supporting one another by going to their shops and liking one another's designs. I have done it too. And it's very logical from the sales perspective to only judge designs by sales and not by favorites. I know it might hurt, trust me, I also have painstaking and beloved designs that I wouldn't like to be removed. Back to the email. We will test out this feature slowly and evaluate at various intervals before conducting a full rollout. So it is not guaranteed that all designs meeting the criteria will be delisted. A delisted design will maintain all data associated with it: number of favorites, who favorited it, whose collections it was in, etc. You will maintain the ability to relist, make for sale a design again, no questions asked. I think it's a very important point, and I feel like some people miss that. A relisted design will return to the marketplace with all data previously associated with it, number of favorites, etc. A relisted design will not be eligible for involuntary delisting for 2 more years. Before you relist, however, we would suggest asking yourself, do I think this is a strong design? Is there something I could improve about the design before relisting? Can I better optimize my title description and tags for improved findability? You will be notified via your Spoonflower messages when you have designs that have been delisted. To see which designs have been delisted, you will visit your design library and filter with a new previously for sale filter. So today is January 8th, and I don't think the delisting process has started yet. Of course, everyone is pretty worried about it, but one of the designers reached out to Spoonflower support, and once again they confirmed this feature will roll out slowly. They cannot do everything at once, and they will most likely start with old and abandoned shops that owners just gave up. Think about, not everybody is active like us. Some people just moved on and left those, cemetery shops, so to say. I know delisting is a hard process, but I actually think it's a positive change for quality control. Think of the buyers and how they are searching for things. Also, we have the opportunity to relist designs, no questions asked. They will just go in count of the 25 weekly upload. But once again, we should become very deliberate in what we upload and relist. I think it's an uncomfortable but positive change. For me personally too, because I tend to just upload a bunch of disconnected designs, but now maybe it will force me to think better which designs to add, or maybe create a cohesive collection, or maybe move to a different platform. Number 10 is also a big change. Design challenges will now be bi-weekly instead of weekly. I love it because I do tend to spend too much time and energy on the challenges. This change has already come into effect. 3 new challenges have been announced for the period of January 16th through February 13th, 2024. I think all these changes are also a reaction to the overwhelming number of new participants. Before the new design challenge experience was introduced, we could see how many people had entered the challenge, and the weekly average, in my 3 or 4 years of participating, used to be around 600, and now it went up to a whopping 2,000 entries. That is very difficult to judge, look through, and moderate, and I'm glad that overall Spoonflower is making effort in focusing on quality and not quantity. Because otherwise it could become like Etsy, where it used to be a really cool platform once, and now it's just an overwhelming marketplace with lots of questionable items on top of some great small businesses and creators that just got drowned, Number 11 change was a new online tax form that frustrated a lot of designers. Those comments ruled Facebook groups all December long. I hope everyone has made it through. I also did it from my second attempt, not right away. Number 12 change, coming in 2024, is improved color. This email arrived on December 22nd and said that Spoonflower diligently keeps up with the rapidly evolving technological advancements in the field of digital printing, and in the upcoming year they will bring us more saturated blacks, truer blues and reds, especially navy, reduced streaking or striped effect in large areas of solid color, softer hand, meaning feel of the fabric, and all these new improvements apply to several affected fabrics, including Belgian linen, cotton lawn, cotton poplin, and others. I think it's great that they are on top of it. Current blacks are definitely not the best, so I'm very happy that Spoonflower team are managing it. We want our buyers to be happy with their purchased fabrics, and if you read some quilters and makers threads on Reddit, you'll see that what they often complain about is quality of the fabrics and not the designs. Whew, right? It's not us. Number 13 change is donation of manufacturing waste. Spoonflower announced that they may donate manufacturing waste that features our designs to non-profit organizations for educational purposes. Donated waste will be limited to flawed public designs only, not our private designs. Once the educational purposes are fulfilled, the non-profit organization will discard the material. I think it's very nice that they let us know. I don't mind it at all, but I definitely prefer to know where my designs are potentially going, even as waste. So thanks Spoonflower for notifying us. Now let's sip some hot tea. So I've already shared lots of opinions, but now I would like to give you more of my personal take on the changes on the platform as a long-time contributor. I mean, relatively long, of course, because some people have done it over a decade. I have been on Spoonflower for probably about 5 years total, maybe a little bit more, but actively for like 4 years, I think. First of all, I'm sincerely happy that Spoonflower is keeping an eye on things. It means that it's a living, breathing platform and they are trying to control things, even if they are not always good at it at the first try. It's a large global organization and there are over 8,000 active designers on the platform. Spoonflower shared some numbers in their Instagram 2023 recap. It's very easy to get mad and complain, but you cannot please everybody. There will always be mishaps and there are also things beyond their total control. With that being said, my bittersweet relationship with Spoonflower has been leaning more to the side of bitter recently, as it feels like no matter what I do, no matter how hard I promote my designs and so on, I'm not making a fortune on my shop. I cannot win a design challenge. I already gave up this hope. I don't get promoted by the platform that much, and so on. I have to say though that last year my designs were featured by Spoonflower 3 times, and it was a first for me. Twice in a collection on the homepage, and the second one was in their fall lookbook, and it was one of the designs previously featured. So the same design was featured twice. Ironically, both of the designs were in mustard color, so I must have hit the mustard trend. I was very grateful, shared it all over my social media, wrote it in my blog. The design featured twice sold quite a lot, and it is one of my best sellers. But I feel like it was already selling well, and that's why they selected it to be featured. The second design, called Porcelain Floral, sold a handful of times shortly after featuring, and then the sales died down. But I have made lots of colorways for it. I'm going to dial down my colorway game with a new upload limit. I've honestly been struggling with Spoonflower for quite some time. You might have sensed it in some of my previous videos. I call it my toxic relationship because it's hurting me, but I cannot let it go. I genuinely like the platform, but I feel like whatever I do is not good enough, and recently I've been very resentful. Whenever I see another artist featured in their blog or something like that, I get jealous. My votes have also been terribly low in the challenges, although I did come 50th, 55th and 58th last year, and those were my best results in a while. Of course, it doesn't objectively mean that my designs were bad. Voting in a particular challenge entails a lot of factors. Many successful Spoonflower contributors don't even participate in design challenges. But in general, I have accumulated some serious fatigue and frustration by the end of the year. I'm not leaving Spoonflower, and I'm not abandoning the challenges entirely, as they are still the best promotion tool for Spoonflower. Some people have raised concerns that now, with the introduction of digital proofing, Spoonflower prizes no longer make sense. What do you apply Spoonflower credit to if you don't sew and you no longer need to buy swatches? Of course, you can still order swatches as promotion materials to share with interior designers or film reels, and it's good to look for flaws, especially on wallpaper swatches. But giving store credit as the only reward doesn't feel adequate now. Last year I made $2,000 on Spoonflower and spent $500 out of it on swatches. $2,000 seems like so little, right? Because I am trying to make this my full-time income. Still a long time to go. The year before that I made $1,600, so there is still growth, just very slow growth. And also I wasn't focusing full-time on Spoonflower this year. I did other things. I have no idea what this new year will bring me, and if I will make more videos about Spoonflower in the future. As I previously mentioned, I am trying to shift my priorities from Spoonflower, as I feel, unfortunately, that my style doesn't seem to get enough traction there anyways. Is it too much to ask for, to stand out among 8,000 designers? Can you imagine? There are 8,000 of us. That's it for today. What are your thoughts on the Spoonflower changes? Do you have any good print-on-demand alternatives that you can recommend? Asking for a friend? I have been thinking about Raspberry Creek fabrics, but I haven't gotten into it yet. If you have any experience to share, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it, and the community would appreciate it as well, I'm sure. If you've enjoyed this video, I would appreciate your little like. It's a free way of saying thank you. You can also support me by sending super thanks on YouTube or using the Buy Me a Coffee page. Don't remember to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and always remember, patterns are everywhere. Here is what's changed, and here's what's different. Here's what's changed, and here's what's changed, and here's what's still the same. So I actually think it's nice that Spoonflower is putting an upload limit.